cosmetology instructors. I want to share with you what is in the aesthetics kit. Disclaimer, I did record this video and unfortunately the microphone was not plugged in. Therefore, I now have to do a voiceover over this video, so hopefully I can match what I recorded yesterday with what I'm saying today. Here I'm just stating that I have gloves on. I don't want my fingerprints on the supply since I'm taking pictures of them, and the gloves are slightly big. Purple is my new color for the next school year, by the way. Let's get started. This is the 9th grade aesthetics kit, and the first item that we have here is a styrofoam head. Now, in 9th grade, we do a lot of projects, so this one does have a hole at the bottom for the mannequin stand. They can place it on there whenever they're working on painting it, or sometimes we do wig projects or just special effects makeup. They can poke things in it, things of the sort. So we do use this for a couple of projects this semester or this school year. We might do 3 projects, so they'll paint over it. Some like to just throw it away or donate it and get a new one on their own, but we do go through this a few times throughout the first semester of school. So some of the students keep them, some of them we put on display, the ones that are winners for the particular project that we're working on. Some of them just leave them behind or just throw them away. I don't have space to keep all of them, unfortunately, but we do have a styrofoam head in that kit. The second item we have is an appointment book. So it is I guess you would say small. It is long, but it's a thin one. The students do put their name up at the top white rectangle there, and the students carry this around with them. Now, I do teach them how to do appointments in our computer system. We use guest vision, but I do like to make sure that they do know how to do paper pencil. And so again, they put their name at the top, and on the inside, you can just ignore the calendar there, but we start at the beginning and the students book their own appointments. Here on the notes side, they can write down, particular services or the time it takes or the amount, money it costs. Typically for 9th and 10th grade, we do 15-minute $5 services, so they don't necessarily need a lot of that information, but just whatever notes they might need to put in on that side. Then up here at the top, they're going to put their name down, the date of the salon day, and obviously whatever time that, we have that salon day for that particular day of the week. Sometimes, it's during the school day, or sometimes it's after school, sometimes on the weekends. It just depends. So the students haul this around, they book their own appointments, put them in their spot, and then they turn this book in on the day before the actual salon day, or by the day before the salon day, and then they take that information and transfer it onto a master appointment book, which is paper pencil. It's similar to this, but it has, it's bigger. It has maybe 8 of these columns on the 2 pages when you open it up like a book. And so from here, I take their appointments, transfer it over to the master. That way I can take that master appointment book, and then they can go ahead and take that information they've written here and then from the master, and then somebody puts it into the computer system. Now, they do also learn how to do the booking on the computer system, but they do have this book that they start off with first. I like to teach them in case the electricity goes out or something, that they're able to do the paper pencil type of appointments. I remember working in the salon, that happened a few times where we had to revert back to paper pencil, and sometimes it was very easy and sometimes it was difficult, especially for those receptionists that were not too familiar with the paper pencil style. So they do have this appointment book, and they do carry it on to they get it freshman year, but then they do carry it on up until their senior year. I do teach them to book their own appointments, and if I have an appointment that I book for them, then I just tell them, say, hey, are you coming? Are you available? Do you have availability? And yeah, if yes, then here's your appointment, and they write that in. Okay. All right, so moving right along, here with our aesthetics kit, they have aesthetics wipes, the 4x4s. So it's a big package. This particular one has 200. In the past, I did notice that the students have the bad habit of if I have my table set up and I'll tell them, okay, you need 2 or you need 4 wipes or how many we need for the service of that particular day. But the students get a good stack, okay? And so when I say stack, I mean like stack. They don't just get 1 or 2 or what they need. And then they use that 1 or 2 during the service and they throw it away. They don't save it. And so I'm definitely paying attention a lot more now to the small details. And so I noticed that, we run out of these super fast, and we did this year. And maybe I did not teach them correctly. Maybe that was a fault on my part. But this year, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take up their 4x4 pack. Okay, and so they're going to put their name on it, obviously, but I'm going to pick them up and we're going to work from here. And that way we can use what they have. Because I told them, pack it when you're packing your kit last year. Pack your kit and take a small stack, put it in a Ziploc baggie, and then you can go ahead and take this here and keep it at home, and then just restock from this whenever you are running out. But the students wouldn't do that, and so they would then say, Miss, I need some. I would pull some out, and then they just throw it away. Like they have extra, right? Like partner A, partner B when we do facials. But the student would actually just, if they have a stack of them about this big, they would use 1 or 2 and then throw the whole stack away. And that, these are expensive. And so I definitely want to do a little better job this year of, making them aware and mindful that if they're going to grab this much stack, it's because they're going to actually use it. Okay. And if they don't, that's okay. If they have 3 extra or whatnot, then they can go ahead and put it in a Ziploc baggie and save it. Obviously, if they're still clean. Okay. So these are just more expensive. We go through these so fast, so fast. We use them a lot, and so that is definitely something that I'm working on being better at and being a little bit more mindful myself, and teaching the students to be a little bit more mindful, because when you are the salon owner or you're a freelancer, you do pay a little bit more attention to product control or portion control, things of the sort. So I want to make sure to have a better eye on this for this time. Okay, so we do have the 4x4 aesthetic wipes. I am ordering some on my own from our budget, but I am pulling these from all the students, have them put their name on it, but then also to keep them to the side, and then you start with 1 packet and open it up and go through. We probably will go through most of the packs. We have about 40 students, probably go through most of them. Okay, all right. The next thing that we have as well that I will also be taking up, that we have the same issue with about wasting, is the cotton rounds. I have 2 different size cotton rounds. Okay, these are not as expensive, but I'm still going to be picking them up. Okay, so we have the 2-inch and the 3-inch diameter cotton rounds. The smaller one, obviously, we use for like makeup removal, lipstick removal, eye makeup removal. Sometimes also too when we work with like the facial machines, the high frequency or different, the light therapy, different ones. I do have them take these and put them over the eye, right? And so it just depends on what service we're doing within the protocol, but these 2 different sizes come in handy a lot. So I'll be taking these, obviously, having each one of the students also, take some when they're packing their kit, if they need to go ahead and pack some in their kit before they turn the bag into me, but they will be turning these in here. Okay. They do run out of them. If we have any left over, I'll give it back to the student at the end of the school year, but we do have the 3-inch ones are the ones we run out of the fastest, but we do have them restock as needed or necessary on their own. Okay. All right. This is and the camera doesn't have a very good angle view here or shot, but this is the bag that their items will be hauled around in. So the bag is not too crazy big, does have a zipper, it goes kind of, to 3 sides. It's transparent. I do have them it stands up by itself, has small handle. I do have them put an index card here, and like say pink index cards are first period, right? And they have their name on it. blue index card your second period. So it's just a lot easier for them to identify which kit belongs to who and in what class period, a lot faster when they're trying to get them from the shelf. Okay, so we do have that as far as for labeling. All right, so they are going to be able to leave their kit at school, but if they need to haul it, I do have them take it home after every before each holiday. Okay, but they can leave that at home or at school. All right, so this is a travel kit, and it's the bottles. It's 7 of them. I have big bottle of the products, the big bottles, and they are able to fill their containers and label them. If I have the big hand sanitizer, then of course they'll fill their little bottle and they'll have plenty of hand sanitizer to use throughout the school year. And throughout the school year, they're also able to refill as as they go. So definitely allows us to be a little bit more, I guess you can say, independent. Whenever they are doing services, they don't have to wait for me to pull supplies out. They have their own in their bottles. Now, a lot of them have sensitivities and allergies and things of the sort. I try to get products that I don't or have not experienced allergies and things and reactions, but like their facial cleanser, toner, moisturizer. If they want to bring their own, they can bring their big bottles, or they can fill up from home into these bottles their cleanser, toner, moisturizer, things of the sort. And so that way they can use their own products and they don't have to use what I supplied, but I do supply the bottles and the products for them to use. So this is a good little pack, and then once they're done with 9th grade aesthetics, then they can go ahead and clean them out really good, sanitize, disinfect, all that good stuff. Take this same bottle here, any one of these, and they can put them in their 10th grade nail kit. And then of course they can continue and use that their senior year. I asked them to keep it in this bag. They can take the little purple paper out, but just keep it in there in case something spills out. It spills out inside the bag and it doesn't necessarily spill outside of the bag. So I do ask them to keep it in the original bag. Okay, I do make sure to tell them to label every single bottle, all the big ones and small ones, not just with what is inside the bottle, but also with their name, because everybody has the same thing. In case they leave it behind, I want to make sure to give it back to the right person. All right, so these are some lashes that we have. They're the cheapy kind. I do ask them to please not use them in case they're like in a hurry, couldn't go make it to the store, they're going to a wedding and need some lashes. I ask them please not use these, simply because it is super important, because at random I'll say, okay, pull your lashes out, we're going to use these now, and I need them to have them in class. So they have the lash tabbing, of course, I poked a hole in there, but they have the lash tabbing, and then they have the strip lash, and then there's different techniques that I teach them using these two. Obviously, I do have a lot of different lashes that I do give them, but these are just the two basic that come in their kit that we use on their mannequins, on the face, plastic faces, or themselves or their models. All right, we have 4 reusable items. We're going to start with the palette. This is a 10-roll palette. And so I have a class set of this, and then we have a set for the salon when we have salon day services. So I have to make sure to tell them and remind them to label them. But this year I wanted to put one in their kit. A lot of times students want to practice at home and they don't have a palette. So I want them to be able to have a kit where they can actually start at the salon with the very basics, and what is in the kit can get them started. So this palette here is just plastic. A lot of times students, if we have especially something that's oily, or they like to say the word greasy, but that's a little bit difficult to wash. And then sometimes when we run, late, because I teach bell to bell, they don't really wash these amazingly well, right? And they'll spray with the disinfectant and all of that, but it's still oily, and it's just the surface of it is just not clean. And so what I like to do is I take a piece of foil and I have them, I call it load your palette. So have them take a piece of foil, place the foil over the palette. I have them push in all of the indentions, and then they can number the foil, so we start at the 12 o'clock and we go clockwise with whatever order the product is that they're dipping in. So they put the foil on, they push everything in, we can label whatever it is that we're using, sometime a cleanser and the moisturizer are exactly the same color, right? And they need to be able to distinguish what is what. So we start again at 12 o'clock and work our way around like a clock. Then they take out whatever they're going to use it on the client, and whenever they're done, they're just going to take the foil, they're going to go ahead and pull that foil off. And it's a lot easier. Now they still have to disinfect, they still have to do all of that, but they're not going to have that oily film over the surface of the palette, right? It's just they're just gonna be so much more easier. It's that extra added layer of protection for the customer, but it's just a lot easier for them to keep their palettes clean and sanitized. Okay, so again, here I'm just explaining again, we're doing from the 12 o'clock, we're working all the way around like the clock. Now, as far as for the toner goes, in the middle, so I'll take a cotton round. I won't open it because I have to take a picture of it, but I'll take a small cotton round, 1 to 2 inch cotton rounds. I'll put the cotton round in the middle. I'll pour out toner if the student doesn't have a spray bottle with toner in it, and then that way the cotton round is soaked with toner and they can tap or pat it on the face, and that is what goes in the middle. The toner goes in the middle. Okay, and so a palette, some people use the metal palettes and those are great as well, but the plastic palettes work just as fine. They're lightweight, they don't bend, and they're just easy to work with, and I love using these palettes. We use them all the time. Okay, I do use them in the salon as well. We do have a set for the salon that the students use too. These 2 items here, we're going to go ahead and go with our bowls. Okay, so we have a flexible mixing bowl. Returning this item to the kit this year, we do have a small one. We have a bigger one that we use, and I do teach them how to do that one, use that one. But this particular one here, we have the small flexible mixing bowl. I teach them that you can pour things in there, you can scoop things out of it with different spatulas. It is kind of a silicone type of material, and they can squeeze it. Like, let's say they have some liquid in it, they can squeeze it and they're going to make a little I guess you can say like spout, like that, and they can easily pour things out from it. If they're going to be putting it in the microwave, or if they're going to be putting it in the hot towel warmer, they can scoop things out, they can easily clean it, things of the sort. So this is a great little bowl to have. And the stainless steel bowl, I think this is the 8 ounce if I'm not mistaken, but this, I have class sets of the big ones and I have class sets of the small ones. My issue with the bowls is that they don't always clean them correctly, as far as after they wash them, they don't dry them properly, because we're such in a hurry to get out of class to go to the next class, and they stay wet. Okay, and then my fault, I don't always go behind them to check, and so when they stay wet, then sometimes they rust. I know it's their stainless steel, but they possibly are not always. So they'll stack them up like so with, metal to metal, and it'll just ruin the bowls. So then even if they're clean, they'll look dirty, right? Because they're rusted. And of course, that rust is never good, right? That can lead to an infection and all other sorts of things. So we want to make sure that we keep it as clean and sanitary as possible. So I went ahead and thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and line this with a hair processing cap. So what I do is I take the processing cap on a clean bowl and I place it on the bowl, and then I put my water in this bowl like so, and then I use it. When we're done, we go ahead and take the plastic off, and then we have the bowl, the water might have slipped through, but it's not as dirty, if you will, as if you would not use the processing cap. So then, of course, they clean and sanitize and disinfect, and then we're good to go. This year, I thought I need to teach them to take care of their things a little bit better, so I have just one of these. Next year, I think I'm going to add another one so they can have two, but they have one of these bowls in their kit, and I believe, again, it's the 8-ounce. It just really adds that extra layer of protection, and it's just so much more better teaching the students that they need to take care of their things. Again, when we have salon days, I do have the salon, equipment that we do pull out and use that they can use for the clients, but whenever they're practicing at home as well, they can use their own supplies. If they were to start in the salon, they have all the basic essentials that they could go ahead and get started with, okay? So that is the stainless steel bowl. It's, again, you can put warm water in it, and it holds the warm water for a little bit, and it, good amount of water for just a facial protocol. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy. The bigger bowls were nice, but I thought we could start with the small bowl and see how that would work out. All right, then we have this little silicone bowl here. This is a brush cleaner bowl, okay? So the students do have a lot of different brushes that they work with throughout the years. So they do have this in their freshman kit, and they can also transfer it over to their other grade levels once they get there. They do also get this little spray bottle. I do have big gallons to refill for them. But they are going to take this spray, clean their brushes, spray, and then they can also use this little bowl with soap and water. And that's the whole, teaching the students how to properly care for your brushes and what are some of the tools and products that they can use to clean and disinfect, sanitize, disinfect their tools, such as brushes. So I do have the big gallons to restock for them to refill as well, but they do get that small bottle of the spray. All right, so this one came a little bit large. I didn't realize it was as this big. In the catalog, obviously, you can never really tell, although the measurements are there. It's not something that I paid attention to at the time, but this particular sharpener here has a little door, if you will. On the side there has a different size diameters of the pencils, has a little needle, I'm not sure what to call that, but it does have a little pick where that you can, sometimes the lead does get stuck there and you are able to pick that off. So it just attaches there as a little insert as a cover for the shavings and to protect so you don't, dig your hand in your bag and then slice your finger with the blade. But I really like the different size of the diameter for the handle of the not the brush, but the makeup or the eyeliner pencil, the brow pencil, things of the sort. So these are really nice. It's good quality and easy to clean and keep clean. So I do have this item in our kit for this particular year. Okay, a little big, but not too crazy big. So it was good. All right, in the past I did have this timer in the kit, but then I removed it last year and I realized I really didn't like that. So I brought the timer back. We have a lot of different services that we time, or a lot of products that we have to use timers with. And so this year I would tell the students, okay, go ahead and get your phone out and set a timer. And kind of my thought was, oh, well, because I have an Apple Watch, so I would always just tell Siri, hey, Siri, put a timer for 10 minutes or whatever. And I wouldn't have to touch my phone or anything. And that was my mindset. And silly me, not everybody has that. And so I thought, okay, well, just, tell your phone to get your phone out and do the timer. And so I noticed that they would pull their phones out, but check their messages. And then of course it's unsanitary because I teach them how to clean their phones and to do so, but they don't always do it, and then their hands are dirty, and so the timer's just better. So I brought the timer back, and I just want to make sure that, their hands stay clean and they stay focused. So we have a little timer that we'll be using for our services for this coming school year. All right, so we have our headbands, and with our headbands, we have our drape. I'm not going to unwrap it, but this is just a regular white makeup drape, okay? A little facial drape. And then we have this little pack of 4. These are disposable headbands, but if you can wash them and you can reuse them several times if you take good care of them. They'll last you a good while. Okay, so I used to have just one in their kit and it just would get really dirty. Now, tip, when you wash them, before you wash them, really Velcro the 2 pieces together, because if not, the Velcro sticks to the material and then really ruins the headbands. We use these, we have a bulk of these set for the salon days, and so that's what we use for salon days. Since COVID and all, we started using disposable items, so we just use the disposable plastic headbands. But these are ones that the students can use when they're doing services on themselves or each other for workshops in lesson in the classroom for lessons of the different protocol for the facial. All right, this time we did go ahead and bring back our lash curler. I had taken it out, but then when I did lesson this year, I was like, take your lash curler out. And they're like, no, we don't have one. But this lash curler comes with a little rubber there. I don't know, can't remember what the name of that rubber piece is. But the little rubber piece there where the lashes go to protect your lash from bending too much or from ripping it. This one does have a little extra piece, and I'll show you in a little bit. So we do have the curler. We have a small, this is plastic, it's not glass, but it is a little dropper, little pipette type dropper. And so this is for serum. So I do have serum bottle for students. I will obviously pour some in there. Now these 3 brushes are for different facials. So we have the silicone, the nylon, we have plastic, and we have the boar bristles. And so that, if obviously the silicone is for mature skin. Now, whenever I was selecting the different types of brushes to put in this kit, not only did I want to allow the students to have as many kinds as bristle types as possible to be able to work with, but different types of materials. So what's the difference between a wooden brush, right, or a plastic brush? Or what's the difference between the silicone bristles, and how do you clean those opposed to boar bristles, opposed to nylon bristles? How do you clean a brush that, the bristles are long and flimsy and can spread open nicely for you? And the difference between, the silicone brush that has the nylon on the other side, how do those bristles that are more tightly put together, how do you clean that, right? And what happens if you leave them soaking in your disinfectant for too long? What happens to the wood? What happens to the plastic? The white plastic compared to the clear plastic? Does it change color? Things of the sort. So how to take care of the tools is a super, super crucial point that I make sure that I hit on whenever I teach to the students, but also to keep in mind while I'm picking the things that go in the kit. Okay, so we have a metal palette here. Now it comes with a spatula, which I'll pull out here just a little bit because it's in the container. I'll show you in just a second. But the palette we use for various things. We use it to mix different, like when we do the kitchen facials, we mix things on here. We do special effect makeup, like the wax, we put that on there as well. It's just different things that this palette is used for. When we, transition from 9th grade to 10th grade, they can pull this palette out. They can use it for the poly gel to mix their 3D, 4D gels, things of the sort. So that's just a tool that they have to use. We have here a little box of, of course, I'm not going to open it particularly, but we have the Q-tips and the cotton rounds and their little they're not really a square, but they're little cotton pads. So they can use these and then always refill. Now they can take one of the Q-tips out and just fill in with the 3-inch or 2-inch cotton rounds. But I do make sure to allow them to restock with supplies as necessary needed. Okay, we have 2 containers here. Now, these 2 containers come in their kit. They do not come with the things inside, okay? They come just the box by itself, the big one and the small one, okay? They do not come with items inside. I put these items inside the box. So let me show you what is inside of these boxes that I put in there, okay? Again, the box is just an empty box container, storage container. I love these little boxes because they work so well with so many things. All right, so I went ahead and grabbed a lash strip glue. So then that way it's clear, and the lash strip is better than I feel, than the little jar. Because if you use the jar, you can't use a jar glue for a strip lash, right? You'd have to take a brush and dip it in and apply. But I can take a strip lash glue, pour it out into the glue ring or the glue sticker or whatnot, and use it for a lash tab. And so that's why I like using the strip lash, because I just feel like it's more versatile. Okay, so the clear glue is the one I use. Usually black, but I tried clear this year. Okay, so this is the spatula. It comes with this little palette. It comes together, and again, the spatula is great for mixing. They can always use it for polygel or some other thing at a different time, special effect makeup, waxing, things of the sort. So that is a good little spatula that comes in the kit. Okay, the next thing that we have here are 3 little razors. Now, these are to clean up the brows. They're not for dermaplaning. Okay, so these are just to clean up the brows when we're doing brow shaping. The next thing that we have here is, here's the little, it's a little rubber, that replacement for the, I almost said mascara one, for the lash curler. Okay, I just threw it in that little container. I'll show you the other piece to those 2 in just a second. All right, so this little brush here, I really like. It has 2 sides to it. It's got the metal comb for good separation and great when we're doing color treatments for the brows. And then, of course, it's got the regular brush on the opposite side. So it's great for brows, and then, of course, you can also use for lashes, but great for brows. So it's got a really nice long handle. Good whenever you're trying to manage the brush during application. All right, so these are the different tools. You can get tools in a kit that come together, but I actually picked them separate. So this is a strip lash applicator. The tweezer, instead of the plastic ones, I got the metal ones. So this is the eye here, and you just grab the lash with that, and then you just apply the lash up against the eye. The other tweezer we have here is a curved tweezer for lash extensions, lash tabbing. That's a needle nose tweezer. Then we have a regular slanted flat tweezer. Okay, that one has the holes in it. Just I teach them the ergonomics of all the different supplies and tools and things of the sort. So we have those tweezers. Then here we have and again, some of them you can get in kits, but I chose them separately because I wanted to pick specifically what I wanted in the kit for this year. All right, so they have 2 different scissors, a curved scissor, and then they have the straight blade scissor. Okay, so super important for when you're doing lash tabbing or blending lashes, things of the sort, you need a curved scissor. And then also 2 straight scissors, super important because you cut so much whenever you're working with brows or just aesthetics in general. Okay, sometimes you need to cut a little wax strip for a particular shape. Okay, all right, so, and those scissors are only used for aesthetics things. All right, so then we have the comedone extractors. Now, we don't do actual extractions, but I do teach about them. We don't use the whole Lancet thing or anything, but I teach them about it. We do the theory. We talk about, what causes the blackheads, the comedones, the clogged pores, acne, all of that, and how to, as an esthetician, how do you work with that, and what are the tools. But they don't actually do it in class. Okay, and again, these are supplies that they, if they needed to start day one in the salon, they could start with what is in this kit. Okay, so again, I put these items that came separate, but I put these in the little container box, and it is, I love these little storage containers. Okay, all right, so these two items come with this Ardell brow kit. It is a brow kit. Okay, so it comes with a little brush, you've got your 4 colors, comes with a little mirror, it comes with a spoolie or a brow brush, if you will, and then your wax pencil. Okay, so this wax pencil comes with a sharpener on it already. The handle of it, or the diameter is a little bit thicker, so it would fit in one of the hole entrances that is in our sharpener, the big one, right? So you see the diameter is a little bit, wider than usual pencil. So we do soap brows, but I also teach them how to use the wax pencil as well. Okay. So that kit comes together is just because the palette was a little bit too thick. I had to put it in the large container, storage container box, and then the other 2 pieces in the small one. Okay. All right, so in the large container box, again, it did not come, these things didn't come in there. I put them in there, but we do have a jade roller. I love the jade roller. I love, love, love it. The students love it. The customers love it. It feels so good. It's this particular one this year is nice and sturdy. It has a good weight to it, so it feels good over the face. So we have the jade roller. Then, of course, we have the three kit silicone facial brushes, and so they're different shapes because you can maneuver them around different places, nooks and crannies of the face. So again, allowing the students to know what products or what tools are out there for them to use, what's available, and how to take care of it. We have 2 mask brushes. We have the fan brush with the flimsy, tall, kind of spread out bristles. This is great for gel masks, cream masks, foam, things of the sort. Something with the consistency that is just thinner, or the viscosity is not so thick. So with greater viscosity, like clay masks, things of the sort, you want to make, rubber masks would definitely ruin the brush. The rubber would get inside the bristles, but you could definitely get, for the thicker, the masks that are thicker or more thick, you can get this type of bristle because it's, although it's long, it's rounded, it's kind of, the structure is, the bristles are more together, it's more sturdy. And so it's a little bit more rough, if you will. So it's just easier to maneuver and manipulate the product with this particular bristle. Okay, so the difference between a bristle mask brush and a silicone mask brush. Then we have back jewels. It's a facial for the back. And this is, I believe it's a 1 inch, and so it's nice and square and long, and of course it's got the nylon bristles. It's a wooden handle, and so just also remembering, I don't just throw things in the kit because, oh, I need to do a facial, or oh, I need to whatnot, but I want to make sure that the students are aware what's out there, how to take care of it, what to do when you clean it, which bristles are going to change color in the blue barbicide or in the, green, marbicide, or whatever the products are that we're cleaning with. I want to make sure the students are aware how to take care of their supplies. I always want to make sure that the students label everything, that they keep everything nice and clean and organized, making sure to constantly remind them that everybody has the exact same thing, and they need to make sure that if they leave it behind, we're able to identify. Now, because the bristles are up at the top, I don't like to either lay my box down flat on the back or belly or the side, or upright. I don't like it with the bristles downward, so that way it doesn't smash my brush bristles against the tip end of the box. All right, one thing I had told my students in their video of what comes in their kit is that this particular item was not supposed to be in their kit. It was for the nail kit, but actually it is for the aesthetics kit. It's just, I didn't list it on their list in their syllabus, but they are supposed to get this set here. And it is for detailing when we do face painting. And so they have these five detailed brushes. Now the little brushes come with obviously the little straws. They can put these these brushes in their kit, making sure that they take good care of those bristles. A coffee stirrer would be great whenever they're working with that really small size of a brush, of the brush tip, right? They can also use the mesh if they wanted to protect their brushes with the mesh sleeve is what they call it, okay? A lot of people don't use the protective bits and pieces, and so like what you see here, I didn't place it in, I didn't organize the box properly, so I was having a hard time here trying to put the brush back in there where the bristles didn't smush. So super important, because then when you're trying to apply your mask, it kind of gets in the way a little bit. Okay, so this particular product here, I think when they opened up their packaging at the warehouse, they might have slipped that there and kind of maybe cut that. So that's why it has that little slash there. But this particular product here is from Satin Smooth, and it is a collagen neck lift mask. And so I added one of these to their kit this year because one is the brand Satin Smooth, and two, for a particular protocol or part of the facial protocol is zoning, right? So then we have the eye. You ordered these before, the kids love those. And then this time we ordered a moisturizing serum sheet mask. And so it's all Satin Smooth. It's all the same brand. And so when we do that part of the protocol, which is zoning, they're going to put the eye mask on, and over that they're going to put the neck mask on, and then over that they're going to put the sheet mask on, right? So they're working on different zones of the body at one particular time. And so I wanted to, when I am mixing or when products are touching together, I want to make sure that it's the same brand. And so that's why we're doing Satin Smooth, and we have the Hydrosonic Facial, which is what we'll use this with. And with that machine, that facial machine, comes the cleanser and the moisturizer that is the Satin Smooth brand. And so that's why I added these three particular products into their kit. But usually products don't come in this particular toolkit. Usually it's just the tools. But again, this year I did go ahead and add these three products. When students work together, they only use their own supplies, okay? So partner A is going to be with partner B, and partner A is going to get done today. Partner B will get done tomorrow. Partner A gets done today, partner B does today, but partner B does not touch their kit. Partner B is going to just, get their gloves, their mask, their smock, their apron, whatever they're using, and wash their hands. Partner A is going to get done today, but that partner is going to pull all of their supplies out so that partner B can use their partner A's supplies, right? And for salon day services, then we have the salon day supplies that we use. That's just, again, just an extra added layer of protection for those clients to make sure that everything stays sanitized and, there's no cross-contamination of any sort. And, obviously I make sure the students clean and sanitize and disinfect and sterilize and do all of that but sometimes, truth be told, they run out of the classroom. And so I just really have a hard time, on those crazy days that we just crazy run out of time. I have a hard time keeping up with who washed what. And so sometimes they'll rush out of there, but just throw things in their kit. And I don't want them to use something that is not clean, right, on their partner for the next day. So that is why I don't allow students to use other people's things on them. You use your own things on you, right? Your partner is going to do your facial, but they're going to use your things. And for salon days, we have class set of things or salon set of things. If the students, need to pull something out, I make sure that they wash, they clean it properly with the soap and the water and all of that. And then, of course, we do with the disinfectant, okay? And it just depends on what it is that they're cleaning for that service, okay? So this is the kit again. Not always, just this time happens to be that I put product in there, but it does not always have those kinds of products. But this is probably the fourth, possibly fifth, probably fourth edition or kit that I go through each year. I kind of change things and make it better and find what works and what doesn't. I was really happy with the kit last year. This year I just added a few new things just to improve, and of course there are some things that I was not able to order through Burmax, which is who I get my kits from, but I do, Amazon, of course, you can't beat the price. But I get some of the other items from Amazon, and then I give it to the students throughout the year. Okay, I don't give it to them immediately because like the lashes or gloves or masks or different things of the sort, they will just use it up. Okay, or keep it at home and not take care of it. When we need it, then they don't bring it to school. So those things I keep, and then I hand those out throughout the school year. So this is definitely all the supplies. Make sure I keep in mind when I'm teaching them how I want to teach them, what I want to teach them, how I want to teach them, how I want to expose them to the different things that are available out there for them when they're going into the aesthetics realm. Making sure that there are things that they're not super expensive, but they can be very useful, and things that they can go out and start, take all of this and set it out on their station and work at a salon on day one. Being able to do, offer different services to clients with these items, okay? So it's really great to be able to create the kit, with the different, brushes and different styles and different, things according to the lessons that you are going to be teaching or that I'm going to be teaching. So take a look at your year at a glance, take a look at your lessons, see what you're going to be teaching, and from there, from those lessons, you want to go ahead and take a look at, okay, well, what do I need or what does a student need to do to perform that skill? And then write those supplies down if you don't have a class set of them, or if you want the student to have it in their kit, then you write that down in the student kit. So that way the students are able to get those items, okay? All right, well, that is what I have for you instructors out there. Thank you so much for taking a look at what all is in this kit. Don't forget, take a look at all of the new trends, and these little silicone brushes are kind of the newer kind of brush, are really popular. It's not the rotary brush, but they're pretty popular. So keep up with those trends. What's out there? What's new? What's make sure your students are learning from you, right? Make sure they're not learning it from a YouTuber that didn't go to school and isn't educated properly and licensed. Sure, they're going to see it and they're going to watch it. That's inevitable. But make sure that they're learning from you, the proper way on how to do these things, how to use these tools, how to take care of them, how to keep them clean, and that way they can use them on multiple people various times. So you want to make sure, just keep up to date with what's out there in the industry. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get all of the notifications when new videos come out. Have a great one. Bye.